It is Monday, December 23rd, and Christmas is coming early for some of us grown-ups. So first and foremost, the Matt Gaetz report is out. He did try to sue to keep it from being released at the last second, but it's too late. It's out there. I did read through it. If you follow me on the TikToks, you have my take. My favorite part was where he and his friends ask for like discounts and customer appreciation week, like freebies when they're low on cash. That's great. That's super classy. I feel like this is the tip of something that's so much bigger, and it might not be related to the other thing that we're waiting to drop, but in terms of just what goes on in that party, so many people didn't want this to come out that there's a reason. There are reasons, plural. So now we wait for the continuation. That's out. Matt Gaetz promised to get retribution for spilling some of his tea. Marjorie Taylor Greene, same thing. She promised retribution if this tea was spilt. And we're over here like, yes, please, go ahead. Revenge. Tell us everything. We want all of it, darling. We want all of it. But this thing where we are just watching them admit the last of what would be quiet parts out loud because they are just that comfortable. And first I want to say, that's the point of a good trap. You want them to feel so fucking comfortable that they do all of the things, that they say all of the things. And the only way to get people comfortable enough to stand on TV and announce that they had a conversation with first boyfriend, and he told them in that conversation that he personally was responsible for every single swinging state. He made sure he was personally involved. Guaranteed this is taken care of, and what do you know? I don't know what magic he pulled, but aren't you glad he's on our side so that he could make that happen? I mean, I know folks are like, wow, so they're just saying it on TV now. Like, they're telling us that we're crazy if we say it while they are bragging about it. And it's not the first time. This dude has been bragging about it since beforehand. Multiple people had maps. You know, he was bragging about the map. That kid with the app had the map. We remember that app where multiple people made billions of dollars betting on this. And, he couldn't shut up about it. Joe Rogan, how many people did he tell? And how many people came forward, but just said, oh, yeah, he said he got this. And for everyone that's like, so why are they just letting it happen? Like I said, if it's a good trap, they feel very, very comfortable. And then they continue to do all the fucking things because they feel comfortable. So without the government laying low or whichever hands are involved in this, because this is big. This is more than the smelly one. This is even more than first boyfriend. This is about an attempted axis of powers. This is Putinesca. This is, the Peter Thiels. It's the moneyed technology people aligning and trying to take over so that they have endless workforce for their, takeover plans and dreams where they're in control simply because they're tech billionaires that are completely out of touch with reality. Most of them cannot read the room. They've been working on this. They've had their sleeper cell, Vance in his pants, just waiting, to slide in and use Dumpty, the smelly one, as the stooge to slip in. And the thing that's going to ruin this for them is first boyfriend's fucking mouth and his inability to just keep his mouth shut. He just had to take credit. And you saw Putinesca also was taking credit. He was like, oh, yep, they're going to owe us for what we did. So like these egos, these people have to get on television and say out loud, yes, I did. I did this. I did this, people. And so, yes, it's not really a question of if. It's a question of, or if something was done or if they did something, because the parties have admitted publicly, repeatedly, that they've done things. It's more so, will anything be done about it? And like I said on another piece, we've got two camps of thought on that. You've got the people who see all of that and go, there's no way we're just taking this laying down. Like, there has to be a net here. There's no way. And then you have the ones that are like, no, it's all over. Let's just comply in advance and be depressed. And I don't understand them because they're not offering solutions. They're just offering depression. And like, at least over here, we're trying to do something. And if it doesn't work, okay, we'll put our hats on, we'll prep, and we'll go be insufferable while we refuse to comply still. So the answer is never compliance. And no, we won't be devastated if we're wrong. We'll just put on our hats and get ready to be insufferable. Like I said, not my America, not my president, freedom and free speech, all of it. All of it. I'm going to enjoy that. Like I said, I might even get a pickup truck, put fucking Harris flags all over it, put on flagpoles and ride around town. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, that's the silver lining to if nothing happens. But you just can't convince me that this is the way we go out. We might go out in some way, shape, or form, but this outright of a deliberate public in-your-face takeover is just, come on. Come on. Side note, do you remember when I said that app and the money and like that was going to be the string, okay? That's going to be the string. That's going to be the side door that authorities used to take down the whole thing. And that way, the worshipers, the smelly one worshipers, sure, they'll still complain, but at least it's not the government weaponizing themselves against their smelly God King. It's going after this dude and all his tech bros. And you know what? Anyone who got sucked in as a patsy, including the smelly one who's being used as a Trojan horse by multiple different people. He's making deals with Putineska. He's making deals with first boyfriend. He's selling himself over and over and over. And what's funny is while he is literally selling himself in the country, his defense for against the vice president was how she must have, kneeled her way up and she must have sold herself in ways to get there. And this dude is literally selling himself. Like we said with the microphones, this little thing he did when he was like, oh, and we were like, what the fuck is he doing? He was showing us, okay? He was showing us how they party. He was showing us how they get down. He was showing us what he did to secure the deposit for the investments from the likes of Putineska and first boyfriend. All right? He was putting it out there because at this point, we know everything is an admission and everything is fucking projection with these people. But also, really quickly, there is one other potential path here that someone tagged me in. Thank you. I'm not sure if I'll do a TikTok on it. We'll see. But they were stating that if the findings, okay, whether it comes from the DNI, which Broad Cognizance, my friend, shout out, did point out to some of you that since the 4th, before the test, there was a DNI report stating that they anticipated fiddling. So, like we keep telling you guys, this wasn't like something no one saw coming. They knew. They were waiting for it. It was a fucking trap. All right? So right now they're just waiting to pull it all up. And in the meantime, a certain party is exposing who they are, who owns them, what they're willing to do, what they're really about, that they're not really for the working class. Like, they're exposing their own lies so that no one else has to do it. It's not us telling them. They can see it for themselves. So that was very fucking important because those people don't learn anything until it affects them personally. And then they get it. That's the only time they get it. So that was part of this, okay? That's going to take some of the wind out of the sails, except for the hardcore core worshipers, I know. But anyway, in this path, should something happen and should the sitting administration want to bring these findings of fiddling to the new Congress probably isn't going to have a speaker. And you know what happens when that side tries to elect a new speaker, that none of them have the vote. So that's going to be a whole fiasco. In the meantime, the person who will end up stepping in to be the acting president while they figure it out and whatever is, I forgot the exact title. I'll have to look up the video. I'm going to link it somewhere. But it's like a president pro temp something or other. And that person is a person that we're okay with. It's not one of the red hat yoo-hoos that like, oh God, if we give them temporary power, it's going to be, it's someone we could actually like, okay, that would be all right if they were sitting in that seat for a little bit. So, I don't know how I'm still dealing with how I feel about it, but for the folks who were asking, well, what happens? Because the sitting administration can't just stay. That's what happens. And the person who's in that seat is someone that we are not afraid of. And like I said, we would be in uncharted waters, right? It depends on who and what gets snapped up and how that all goes down. But man, Christmas is coming, y'all. All right? Enjoy the appetizer.